Barak Yahuah Bahashem Yahushua HaMashiach. Shabbat Shalom. May Yahuah Barak us, keep us, make his face shine up on us. Show us compassion, bring us shalom. And this here's part 2 of what do it take to become a man of Yahuah. All right, according to scriptures. And this is the assembly of Yahuah and Yahusha's ministry. I'm Moray, Elder, Yehuda, Maccabee, Yahuah. All right. We're going to start out at Isaiah 66, verses 1 and 2. Isaiah. This say Yahuah. You see who's speaking this? This Yahuah speaking, all right? Shemaim is his throne, and a Rex is his footstool. Where is the house that you build unto Yahuah? And where is the place of his rest? Meaning we supposed to be his house. We supposed to be his tabernacle. He must be dwelling in us, Zion. All right. Psalms 110, 17. Got to have a clean heart, a pure heart. Barak Yahuah. Let's go to 1 Samuel 13, 14. Have a heart after Yahuah's. Let's go to Acts 13 and 22. The book of Acts 13, 22. Barak Yahuah. And when he had removed him, he raised up unto them Daud to be their Malakim, their Malak, their king, to whom also he gave testimony and said, I have found Daud, the son of Yasha, which is Jesse, a man after my own heart, which shall fulfill all my will. But David is not the Savior, is what he's saying. But he always raised up a king to lead the people and speak to the people, is what he's saying. But Yahuah, all right, is the king of all kings by way of Yahushua HaMashiach. Although the Melchizedek, that make us kings and priests and princes and so forth. Genesis 29, 15 through 20. Genesis 29. 15 through 20. And Laban said unto Jacob, because you're my brother, shall you therefore serve me for nothing? Tell me, what shall your wages be? All right. And Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the elder was Leah. All right. That's what this all about. All right. And the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well. Barak Yahuah. And Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve 7 years for Rachel, your younger daughter. But we know in marriage, the elder always, get taken first. Right? And Laban said, it is better that I give her to you, that I should give her to another man. Abide with me. Verse 20. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel. And they seemed unto him but a few days for the harbor, the love that he had for her. Barak Yahuah. All right, let's go to, you can go to Genesis 2, 18 through 24. All right, let's go there. Because ain't nobody supposed to get in our relationships, our marriages, and none of that. But between, the man, the woman, and Yah, unless, somebody doing something just downright evil, beating on somebody, cheating on somebody, yeah, they need to get addressed, by the assembly. and by Yahuah's word. Genesis chapter 2, 18 through 24. And Yahuah said, it's not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helpmate for him. All right. And out of the ground, Yahuah formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto the man, unto Adam, Yusha the second Adam, to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle, fowl of the air, and every beast of the field. But Adam, that was not an helpmeet for him. So, for everybody saying they don't need a woman, don't need a man, well, that ain't what Yahuah ordained. He ordained marriage, helpmates, not slave mates, not use mates. But, Deuteronomy 24:5. They're just saying, if you go in the military or war or something like that, means stay at home for a year and get to, know your spouse, all right? But if you walking in the spirit, you already know something. You should know your spouse if you got the same ruach. Psalm 128:3. Your wife shall be a fruitful vine by the side of your house. Your children like olive plants round about your table. So he called a man a wife too. The 12 disciples were men. Okay. And he don't suffer a woman to be having no authority over man. A woman can teach another woman how to be chase keepers at home. But she can prophesy. But she's not supposed to have authority over the man. Period. And that's all through book. Proverbs 5:15 through 18. The husband and the wife are partakers. So let's go to Proverbs 5:15 through 18. Mishnah 15 through 18. All the days of the afflicted are evil. Shalakia. That's Proverbs 15. Let's go to Proverbs 5. Forgive me, family. All right, 15. Proverbs 5:8 through 15. Remove your way far from her, and come not near the door of her house. All right, he talking about warning from whores and sexual sin that you don't plan on he must marry. Lest you give your honor unto others, and your years unto the cruel. Let strangers be filled with your wealth, and your labors be in the house of a stranger. That's somebody don't even must believe in the manuscript, Don't even must operate in Torah. A strange woman too. And you mourn at last when your flesh and your body are consumed, and say, how have I hated instructions, and my mind despised reproof? And I have not obeyed the voice of my teaching, nor inclined my ear to them that instructed me. I will almost in all evil in the midst of the congregation assembly. Drink waters out of your own cisterns, and running waters out of your own well. All right. What he's talking about is your heritage and your custom. That's why he say, take his yoke upon take his yoke upon me. Learn of him. Well, he's a Hebrew. He's Abarim. He's a Nazarene. He's a man of color. He's bronze. He got dreadlocks, or he got an afro, and he got a beard. And he speak with authority. Proverbs 18. Proverbs 18. Verse 6. A fool lips enter into contention, and his mouth call for strokes. Man, a fool want to fight. A fool mouth is their destruction, and their lips are the snare of their soul. The words of a talebearer are wounds, and they go down into the innermost parts of the belly. So what he's saying is, you tearing people down, and you're doing all this manner of evil, then you don't have a trait of Yah. Okay? He's humble and meek. When you lose the job, when you fall off, ain't got no money, people turn their backs on you. Hey, Yahuah will show you who love you and who that for you, brothers and sisters. All right. Proverbs 18:20 and 20. A man's belly shall be satisfied with the fruit of his mouth. What fruit? Talking about this manuscript. All right. Galatians 5:22. And with the increase of his lips shall he be filled. All right. That's why he say you reap what you sow. He say death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. If you love death, you're going to speak death. If you love life, you're going to speak this manuscript. Verse 22, whosoever findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favor of Yahuah. So when Yahuah married a man, he looking at that man as a wife. So when Yahuah send you a barakah or a baruch, or somebody with his ruach, with his ruach, how you gonna treat it? Because how you treat his ruach is how you treat him and his son, Barak Yahuah. 23. The poor, all right, useth entreaties, but the rich answer roughly. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody rich, I ain't got nothing for you. Somebody got more than you, they'll mistreat you. All right, but somebody poor, they can't mistreat nobody. You know what I'm saying? Somebody been through hardships and all this hard times, most of their life, they can't mistreat nobody. And people tell me, you got all that white in your face because you've been through some stuff, and people, somebody on the job said, man, I want that gray hair, I want to cut that gray hair. I said, you can have it, He said, man, you better keep your wisdom. I know it's wisdom. Barak Yahuah. All right. Ephesians 5:23-33, talking about the marriage again. All right, the trace of a man of Yah. You wouldn't have laid down your life, for your family or your wife, like how Mashiach laid his life down for the church, Luke 14:26. Luke 14:26. Then shall you begin to say, we will eat and drink in the presence, and your presence, and you has taught in our streets. So, he'll send you anywhere to teach. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about, the Creator, Colossians 3:18-19. Colossians 3:18-19. He said, wives, submit yourself to your own husbands. If you got a man under your roof and step with that man, then hey, if y'all done made a covenant, don't even must know it. So submit to your own husband. All right. As it is fit in Yahuah. Husband, love your wives, and be not bitter against them. Children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well pleasing unto Yahuah. Fathers, provoke not your children to anger, lest they be discouraged. All right? So he says, servants, obey all things your master, obey in all things your masters, according to the flesh, not with eye service as the men pleasers. So what they'll say right here, like the slave master, obey your slave master. Obey the government is what they say. Now we're going to obey Yahuah and Yahusha and the prophets, and our ancestors. Them our masters. All right. But in singleness of heart, fearing Yahuah. All right. Let's go to Deuteronomy 6, 4 through 7, talking about love Yahuah with all your mind, body, and soul, with everything, and love your neighbor like yourself. Proverbs 22 and 6. Proverbs 22 and 6. Thorns and snares are in the way of the froward, but he that do keep his soul shall be far from them. Barak Yahuah. People speak forward things out their mouth. I mean, you got people that quote scriptures, and you got people that go against scriptures. Okay, you know, the wheat, they quote scriptures. The tares going against the grain. The wheat, they got Amunah, which is faith. Tares, they are the world, is what he's saying. The carnal mind people can't get along with spiritual minded people, because carnal mind people love the earthly realm, and spiritual mind people love things in above. So wherever your heart is, that's where your treasure is. Your mind is, that's where your treasure is. Barak Yahuah. Lamentations 3 and 20. Lamentations 3 and 20. Lamentations 3 and 20. My soul have them still in remembrance, and is humble in me. This I recall to my mind, which is my heart. Therefore have I hope. Barak Yahuah. Lamentations. All right. 22. Shalakia. Lamentations verses 13. He hath called the arrows of his quiver to enter into his range. 14. I was a derision to all my people, and their song all day, like just mocking people, just mocking you for doing what's right. He hath filled me with bitterness. He hath made me drunken with wormwood. See, no matter what you go through, you got to have hope, and you got to trust Yahuah no matter what you go through, brothers and sisters. All right. Ephesians 5:22, Ephesians 6 and 4. Let's go to Ephesians 6 and 4. Ephesians 6 and 4. And your fathers provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nature and admonishing of Yahuah. Barak Yahuah. All right. Hebrews 12 and 11. Now, no chastening for the present seemed to be joyous, but grievous. He said, nevertheless, afterward it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. So if Yahuah ain't whipping you and you ain't going through nothing, he chastening who he love, you need to be real. But that's all for today. That's part 2 of what it takes to be a man of Yahuah. You know, we must obey his word. We must be emerged. You know, we must obey the Torah and the prophets and believe what's in the book. And be a light to everybody around us. So until next time, shalom. Your Baraki in Yahushua's name.